says September the 18th, 2014, and this is to the, well, something's wrong with this. I can tell you now. This video, I don't know what happened. Well, anyway, let me see if it goes up and through. This is to the judge in South Africa, and it's in regards to the patterns, mind control, and the patterns done in the Oscar Pistorius, where has been tried, and it's coming up. The judge is going to hand down the last ruling on October the 13th. I've put this on other tapes about the twins, Carl Preston Dempsey, Peggy Ann Dempsey. I was brought over here from Buckingham Palace in 41 to Lawrence County, Alabama, Moulton, to a pigsty. My father was King Edward VIII, who was married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor, born in America, Irish Catholic, born in Madison, Wisconsin. My father never married Wallace Simpson, a double did. She was a spy. The New World Order, which consists of the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, the Joe Kennedy, JFK's father, who was ambassador and kidnapped me with my Uncle George, the illegal George VI, and a 99-year seal put on this crime of all magnitudes that allowed this whole mess to happen, and allowed illegal treaties to be signed that by my uncle, and they are illegal, and then Elizabeth has followed up with the crime to allow the United States to put its bases all over Great Britain. And they use Great Britain as a launching pad to control the world, and to use Great Britain to fight against our own interests. They're hostage just like me. The United States, well, okay, they're responsible for engineering AIDS and Ebola and putting it in Africa. And then the Westgate Mall, that was mind control murders, and this country did it. And I could go on and on about that, but I wanted to say this. The Ebola and AIDS was engineered here, and then it was dumped on Africa, and now they're going to come in, and they are, with all these troops and equipment, and they invade the country, because the whole thing was to take everything from Great Britain, even the monarch, and slaughter them and go in like they're friends. They're a bunch of bullies and cold-blooded killers. The world should be concerned about them and who they are. Now then, I want to get back to this because Oscar Carl Pistorius and his older brother just had a wreck a month ago, was in a wreck on a ventilator, and I hope he's still alive, and I hope he gets well. But they're using the name Carl, one of the twins, which was used in this whole thing. My name is Margaret, and of course Elizabeth is illegal, and young student, there's been a number of murders at Virginia Tech. There was even a beheading over there. A Chinese student suddenly just jumped up in the cafe over there on campus in Blacksburg, Virginia Tech, and chopped off the head, severed the head of a Chinese student who had just come there. They were friends, and he was polite. This is out of character. This is mind control. And then in the court documents it had that they picked up her head, et cetera, et cetera. They don't, the press here lies. They're a bunch of cold-blooded liars. Nothing that comes out of their mouth is anything but a lie. Now, I want to get back to this before the tape goes off, because I'm putting this to the judge, the video, to her, because I've sent some others, and I'm hoping that Carl Pistorius is exonerated, because this is a mind control murder, and he didn't do it. It could have been the other way around, like I've said on other tapes, that she could be the one that's on trial, Miss Steenkamp, and Reva, and for murdering him. He's innocent victim, and she is too, and I'm so sorry she died. Now then, back to this one. The young student here at Virginia Tech, at University of Virginia in Charlottesville. By the way, that's where the real Anastasia, Tsar Nicholas's daughter, they killed her using the Blue Ridge Mental Health. And by the way, the Americans took down Tsar Nicholas so they can control the world with the Illuminati and Elizabeth and all the rest that I've named. Now back to this. They're using the names, Hannah is a nickname for Margaret, my name, and then Elizabeth and Graham. She's English. She's here going to college. And there was a Jens Zorings and Elizabeth Haysom years ago that were students. He was a diplomat son from Germany, and she was a Canadian citizen. Her father, Derek Haysom, was a British citizen. And those were mind control murders, and the two of them are still in prison here in the States for murders they didn't commit. Now then, just to give you, you don't have the background and the data on this, people don't, but I've put enough up here. They can use their mind, they know. I think they can. Can you still? Anyway, she was supposed to be intoxicated to a degree and left a party, and she ended up at a pub, Irish pub, O'Grady's, I believe, in Charlottesville. And when she came out, she went down Preston Street. That's using Carl Preston, as in the twin Carl Preston Dempsey. Now then, she ended up downtown Charlottesville at a mall, and there's more to the patterns, and I'm going to leave it at that because this is really to the judge there, and hopefully there'll be a trial before the world, and they don't condone what the United States is doing. They're coming in and acting like they're befriending you, and like the Ukraine is asking for aid to fight Russia, when then the United States will own them, and the United States is the one that has gone out, especially since they took over my country, when they installed George VI and kidnapped me and took out my dad. They've controlled everything. Thus you get NATO, and that's your protection there. And then you got the UN, which is really, everybody becomes, they want their independence. They're becoming a part of the New World Order, the UN, United Nations, and I don't know if they think that they're all going to live like the Americans live or what. You're dealing with the United States. They're corrupt as hell.